If I told you there's an animal that poops perfect little cubes, you'd probably assume it's a cartoon, a science experiment gone wrong, or something the internet exaggerated for clicks. But this one is completely real. Deep in Australia, quietly waddling through forests and grasslands, lives a chunky, burrowing marsupial that produces some of the strangest poop on Earth. Not round, not oval, but unmistakably cube-shaped. And no, this isn't a party trick. It's not an accident. And it's definitely not random. Today we're diving into one of nature's most bizarre mysteries. Why wombats poop cubes, how scientists finally figured it out, and what this strange shape actually does for the animal's survival, right here on History of Simple Things. Before we talk about cube poop, we need to talk about the animal behind it. Wombats are short, stocky marsupials native to Australia. They look like a cross between a bear cub and a walking loaf of bread. Despite their cuddly appearance, wombats are powerful diggers, capable of carving complex underground burrow systems with their sharp claws and compact bodies. They're mostly nocturnal, meaning they spend their nights foraging for food and their days resting underground. And that food? It's mostly tough, fibrous plants, grasses, roots, bark, and leaves that are low in nutrients and extremely hard to digest. This diet turns out to be the key to everything that comes next. For years, scientists knew wombats produced cube-shaped feces, but no one really understood how or why. The mystery became famous because cube poop simply shouldn't happen, at least not according to basic biology. Most animals produce round or cylindrical droppings because soft material tends to form smooth shapes when pushed through flexible tubes, like intestines. So how does an animal make poop with sharp edges? For a long time, people guessed wildly. Some thought wombats had square-shaped anuses. Others believed the cubes formed after drying. A few even suggested wombats somehow sculpted them. All of those ideas turned out to be wrong. The real answer is much weirder and much cooler. The secret to cube-shaped poop isn't at the end of the digestive system. It's deep inside it. Wombats have an incredibly long digestive tract, up to 10 times their body length. This allows them to extract as many nutrients as possible from their low-quality diet. Food can take several days to pass through a wombat system, but the most important part is the last section of the intestine. Unlike most animals, the wombat's intestines don't contract evenly. Instead, different sections of the intestinal wall have varying thickness and elasticity. Some parts stretch easily, others barely stretch at all. As the digested material moves through, these uneven contractions apply pressure in very specific patterns. Over time, this pressure shapes the soft material into sharp-edged segments. Think of it like slowly pressing dough through a mold, not all at once, but gradually over hours. By the time the poop reaches the end, it's already been sculpted into cubes. No square anus required. For a long time, this explanation was only a theory. Then, in 2018, scientists conducted a detailed study of wombat intestines. Yes, that was a real research project. They discovered that the wombat's intestine creates two distinct types of contractions: faster ones that move material forward and slower ones that shape it. The interaction between these contractions forms flat sides and sharp edges. What's even more surprising is how precise the process is. The cubes are remarkably consistent in size meaning the wombat's digestive system is doing the same shaping job over and over again with impressive accuracy. It's one of the only known cases where an animal's intestines actively shape waste into a geometric form. Okay, so wombats can make cube-shaped poop. But why would evolution bother? The answer lies in wombat behavior. Wombats are territorial animals. They mark their territory using scent signals, and poop plays a big role in that. Instead of burying their droppings, wombats place them on rocks, logs, and elevated surfaces to spread their scent further. Here's where the cube shape becomes genius. Round poop rolls. Cube poop doesn't. By producing cube-shaped feces, wombats prevent their territorial markers from rolling away. The poop stays exactly where it's placed, allowing the scent to linger longer and clearly mark boundaries. In the wild, this can mean the difference between avoiding conflict and constantly fighting neighbors. From an evolutionary standpoint, cube poop is a perfect solution to a specific problem. Wombats don't have sharp teeth for fighting. They're not fast runners. They rely on burrows and strong rear ends for defense. So anything that helps them communicate territory without confrontation is a huge advantage. Over thousands of years, wombats with digestive systems that produced more stable droppings likely had fewer territorial disputes. They wasted less energy, they survived longer, and they passed on those traits. Eventually, cube poop wasn't just a quirk, it became standard wombat biology. You might be wondering why wombats are the only animals known to poop cubes. The answer is that this system requires a very specific combination of traits: extremely slow digestion, very dry fecal material, and uneven intestinal elasticity. Most animals don't have all three. Herbivores like cows digest food differently. Carnivores have softer waste. Even animals with long intestines usually have more uniform muscle contractions. Wombats are a perfect storm of weird anatomy and environmental pressure, and nature doesn't repeat itself unless it has to. At first glance, cube-shaped poop sounds like a joke. But the deeper you look, the more it becomes a story about adaptation, survival, and creativity. The wombat didn't evolve cube poop to amaze humans. It evolved it because it works, because it solves real problems in a tough environment using the tools nature had available. And that's what makes it so fascinating. Sometimes, the simplest questions, like why is that poop square, open the door to understanding how evolution quietly shapes life in the most unexpected ways. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.